As much of a traditional oval as this is, it's always had its fair share of fans and detractors. It's an interesting track to race on for sure. Or at least in video games. I wouldn't have the slightest idea in real life. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Brian the Blank. Welcome back to the RUST-OLEUM Camaro series. Loudon, New Hampshire. Here's your qualifying order. Gerard Wilkinson on pole. It's not raining blood. And I'm not on fire, so I guess this isn't the end of the world. I wouldn't harp so much on it if it wasn't for the fact that James Wolfe and Jacob Aronson are also up here. And Isaac Hernandez. I believe Isaac's best start of the season, possibly. So, just like the Firebirds, math was done. And here is your point standings for the Camaros. Daniel Bardens is your points leader. Nicholas Eckert is in second. Granted, there's a lot bigger gap between first and second, but Eckert has had a great season so far. Bardens hasn't fallen out of the top 10 yet. Knock on desk. If I jinx it, he'll probably come kill me. Then you have Nelson, McLean, and White. People that have been up front all year. Hernandez is a surprise because every time I see him, he's not really doing much. But that's the key. His finishes are 12th, 1st, 11th, 12th, and 11th. He's been literally middle of the field all year except for the one race that he won. And that's boosted him up the standings. Consistency does well. He is, however, the first car over one race out of contention. At the bottom of the list is our reigning champion, Jim Carranza. First to worst, how do you do? Tyler Gardens right there with him. And John Tucker having a bad season in Camaros as well. Carranza's the shock, though. Not something that you would be expecting at all. Yes. Gerard Wilkinson. A driver that has done many things. Jacob Aronson, another one that has done many things. A number of which have left me scratching my head. Eckert, Carranza, our reigning champion and last place in the current standings. That boggles my mind. I know it's possible, but the logic just does not compute. John Walker, Charles Marshall. So, Minnie Nelson won the Firebird race from the pole. Can Wilkinson do it and shock everybody by winning today? Well, yes. Anyone in this series can win at any time. If nothing else, the person who finished second in that Firebird race proves that. The rookie, John Tucker. Uh-oh. And we have a dead car. That will be a reliability check for the 12 there. Everybody's going to have to rush to get around. 12 has damage. Got hit in the back. Who was... Let's look at the... Oh, look. No. Towel. Maybe not. It's hard to tell. And what the... Things are going on. Gerard Wilkinson takes the green flag. James Wolfe challenging on the outside. Can drive around on the outside if he has the throttle. Wilkinson doesn't have the place yet. Still doesn't. Something's wrong with Marshall. Something's wrong with Black. Wilkinson has the lead on the first lap. Lynn White just gets blown by Isaac Hernandez for third. That was a hell of a move. Jacob Aronson has already fallen back to fourth. Make that fifth. Make that fourth. Wolfe is hounding Wilkinson. But yes. The person who finished second in that Firebird race was rookie John Tucker, who is racing for their career already. Uh-oh. There's 15. And here comes the 12. So everybody will be on track. 12 will end up having to deal with possibly a third lap down, but we'll see that when we get there. Isaac Hernandez has not really had a good race. Well, I'm getting series confused. Isaac Hernandez has a win, finally, but that's all they have this year, this season. You know, you'd think that I would have gotten better at that by now. I'm still trying, though. It's not looking good for the overall championship. Whoa! Why did Wilkinson slide that far up? He has the time to do it, sure, but... Is he already struggling for grip? Wolfe has been caught, but now Hernandez or White has to get by. And they need to do it. Well, okay. Actually, they don't have a whole lot of rush to do it because it's only lap 6 of 45. But this is a short track, technically speaking. And the laps do click by pretty quick. 31 seconds. That's what I thought. Daniel Barnes with the fastest lap. Dorothy McLean the second fastest. At 14. That 14 car hasn't had as good a season since Michigan. Isaac Hernandez did get past James Wolfe. Yeah, Dorothy McLean's in 8th. I forgot where they started, but they're 8th. McLean started 12th. And Hernandez is already on Wilkinson. 6 in points. A win would go a long way. Barden's taking over 3rd. Lynn White back to 6th. Dorothy McLean is 7th. Aronson looking to take Barden's out. Or take Barden's over, excuse me. Bad terminology. That might have been the right terminology, though. Bit of an aggressive pass. And it may not even work. Now it may have just irritated Barden's. Isaac Hernandez way up high on the track. James Wolfe kind of in no man's land. Not really fast enough to keep up with the lead 2. Fast enough to stay ahead of everybody else. Lynn White also taking that way outside line. Wilkinson finally has some breathing room for a minute. Let's do a race rundown. 11 laps down of 45. Gerard Wilkinson is in 1st. Isaac Hernandez in 2nd. Trying to challenge. James Wolfe is currently holding on to 3rd. Daniel Bardens is fighting for 4th with Jacob Aronson in 5th. Lynn White currently 6th. Dorothy McLean holding on to 7th at the moment. Trying to make their way up, but having to fight with Jim Carranza in 8th. Minnie Nelson, our Firebird winner here, 9th. Catherine Harrison 10th. Chris Harvey, one-time race winner, had a bad race in the Firebirds. Currently 11th. Nicholas Eckert in 12th. Tracy Hall 13th. Davis Pittman 14th. Wayne Stadler 15th. Thomas Hammond was 16th. We'll probably lose that to John Walker, who is now 16th, and Hammond is 17th. Tyler Garden's 18th. John Tucker has fallen back to 19th. John Lane in 20th. Charles Marshall 2 laps down in 21st. And Cedric Black 2 laps down in 22nd. Hernandez is back on Wilkinson and trying to get by. That nose was under the 5. I swear it. Hernandez can't seem to get into 1 very well, though, or has trouble in the transition between 1 and 2. But it doesn't seem like Wilkinson has speed in the corners much at all. Both of them are struggling enough that Wolfe is able to catch up again. Both the leaders taking the high line. Trying to find some speed. Trying to find some momentum. If you can slide out of turn 2, and 4 for that matter, while you've got the throttle going, you have a chance of hooking up and just making a beeline down the straight. But if it ends up badly, you end up in the wall. There's your catch-22. Bardens has passed and has already flown away. Hernandez has fallen back. Bardens is looking for some momentum. Wolfe is down to 4th. Aronson and White would like to have a word with Mr. Wolf. And let's not forget, McLean is here, Carranza is here, Minnie Nelson in 9th, and Catherine Harris in 10th. One second, folks. Making sure to double check all your appliances, folks. Thankfully for me, nothing changed. McLean, Wolf, McLean and Whites. Harris is kind of falling back. Chris Harvey looking to take that position away, though. Hammond and Walker right behind. Ooh. Howell took a lick somewhere. Wilkinson way high. Who was that? Swain Stadler. What happened to them? Was that why why are they taking that route through the grass? No, just had something happen. Another car down. Marshall going way slow, apparently. Apparently Marshall has lost 4th gear. Charles Marshall has lost 4th gear, and no one seems to know how to get around the 15, which is going to severely clutter up everything. I came back just in the nick of time. Did not even notice that Marshall was slowing down badly. Marshall holding up pretty much everybody that gets behind him at this point, but some of these guys are so slow to get to him that it doesn't matter. This is going to cause chaos. And while we're thinking about it, what happened to Hal here? Lap 19. Oh, got run into by the 19. Damn. And the 19, not really much worse for wear. McLean and White get past Marshall, barely. But they'll be able to accelerate that back out. Nelson will be right behind him. Meanwhile, up front, thanks to the reprieves, Wilkinson still holds the lead, but Isaac Hernandez closes the gap so drastically. Half a second gone, probably. We are over halfway through this race. And then there's the time back. It's no one has a full-on advantage, but just like Minnie Nelson, Wilkinson is fast enough to keep their lead, and that's what matters. Hernandez second, Wolf third. Again, Barden's back to fourth. In fifth place, well, that's a surprise, Jim Carranza, our reigning champion, and last place in the standings currently. Lynn White in sixth, Minnie Nelson seventh. Catherine Harrison eighth. Dorothy McLean probably fuming in ninth. And Chris Harvey in 10th. With John Walker getting very impatient in 11th. Thomas Hammond in 12th. Jacob Aronson. Well, no. Tracy Howell to 12th. Tyler Gardens to 13th. Nicholas Eckert to 14th. Thomas Hammond back to 15th. And Gardens looks like he's going to take it away from the 7. Aronson is still caught behind Marshall. Jacob, get around the 15. They won't. Oh, now he's going to do it. Back to 16th place, but now he's going to get past the set 15. The 22 will be next. Eventually, the 23 and the 2. 21 is 1 lap down. 12 is 2 laps down. And the 15 is 3 laps down. Look at Isaac. Cedric Black may be coming up as a potential lap down hazard. Daniel Bardens is taking third again. The Wolf is still there. In fact, Wolf looks like they're going to try and challenge again. Nope, never mind. Instead, Jim Carranza has to abort his attack. Goes way up high. He was coming in like a missile. And here's a cluster right here. The 16 wants to go low. The 9 is already there. They get jumbled up. And that's going to take at least 3 laps to get around. Yeah, we got time. Oh, Carranza's not happy about being cut off. "16 scrapes down the side of the 17. Fourth place to Jim Carranza. 5th Wolf, 6th White. 7th to Minnie Nelson. Catherine Harris 8th. Dorothy McLean back up to 9th. John Walker 10th. Looking for 9th. Possibly 8th. Chris Harvey in 11th. Meanwhile, up front, it's Wilkinson by a second and a half. Plus. All of the shenanigans that have happened. Oh, Carranza's got speed though. If Carranza can keep making passes like that, they might have a chance of catching and passing. Two point 2.8 seconds with 8 laps to go. 7 laps to go. But he's got to keep it up. The 13 was able to make up some time. But again, Wilkinson just has to run their own race, hit their marks, and stay in their lane. I don't know that Carranza has enough time. Barton's 4th, Wolf 5th. White in 6th, Harris up to 7th. Tyler Gardens was in 8th. Walker's taking that spot. Minnie Nelson in 10th. Dorothy McLean 11th. Harvey in 12th. Howell looking for 13th. Looking at 13th at the moment. Hammond 14th. Howell once more, looks like. Oh! What the? Howell forgot where his brake pedal was. And threw both the 3 and the 7 into the wall. That's probably going to slow the 3 down. And cost him a few positions, most likely. Not major damage. But definitely enough to throw him off rhythm. Moving back up to the front. And holy smokes, Wilkinson has been caught. And it wasn't by Carranza, who has stalled out. They got to 3rd, and that was it. Now, again, can Hernandez pass Wilkinson? I know that this sounds like a broken record. And this my commentary is probably going to be the worst part of... Well, it's the worst part of all these videos, let's be completely honest. But there's not really much else to say. We got a marshal of 3 gears. Bunch of drivers who have had issues. Drivers who can't seem to get away from each other. Walker had a run-in with somebody. I'm going to guess Gardens. And Wilkinson goes back up by a second. It's 2 laps to go. It's less than 2 laps to go. We got a smoker. Who is that? Last lap is Wilkinson. Tucker. That's a blown engine. Aronson's on pit road. What happened there? What is going on with this track? Gerard Wilkinson holds on coming out of turn 4 to win the Camaro, the RUST-OLEUM Camaro race number 6 of 10 at New Hampshire. Isaac Hernandez in 2nd. Jim Carranza stalled out in 3rd. James Wolfe somehow got back up to 4th. Lynn White in 5th. Daniel Barton's in 6th. Catherine Harris in 7th. Tyler Gardens in 8th. And it looks like the 19 was a glitch. Walker in 9th. Thomas Hammond in 10th. I almost call him Tyler Hammond for some reason. Minnie Nelson 11th. Dorothy McLean started 12th, ended 12th. Chris Harvey got the bump, ended 13th, but held position over Tracy Howell. Revenge. Nicholas Eckert 15th. Davis Pittman 16th. John Lane apparently 17th. Last car on the lead lap. We are live. We don't know what happened to the 6 or the 23. We're about to find that out right now. Your winner is Gerard Wilkinson, amazingly. So, what exactly happened to the 6? Is this a stop on track? Stop on track. They will not be allowed to race without getting that car checked out. And it'll have to be checked out by the league itself. Meanwhile, Tucker, that's just, well, that's an engine, ain't it? Yeah, lap 43. Coming out of 2, getting on it. Not what they needed. Well, honestly, it's hard to tell because, yes, it looks like an engine, but it could have been a number of things. That could have been a header. That could have been something else. But they make it to the last lap, and then that's it. So, officially, no one retired. Now, the 6 and the 12 will be administered monetary penalties in the form of mandatory reliability checks. But other than that, really nothing to go off of. So, if you want a part of this madness, feel free to join. There's a link to a Discord in the description below. I'm Brian the Blank. I'm going to go find my straitjacket, and hopefully I didn't set it on fire either. Until next time, goodbye everybody.